Why am I scared of the Ravens? Did I send the tweet?
Yes, you did.
I did. This is from our guy. I tried to get him on the show today too. We ended up getting him next week, but it's from our guy Mike Payton. Throw this one up here. He says the Ravens team's actually kind of scary. Their defense is second in DVOA, and their offense is 10th. The Lions are third in defense and fourth in offense. This might be the Lions' toughest test yet, and they have to do it on the road. And I have another scoop to slap on top of that too. Extra sloppy. Extra sloppy. They also have the 24 sacks total on the year, the most in the league.
Yeah.
Consistently been like the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, we know who they are. You know Lamar Jackson for a reason. This one is looking kind of scary, man.
Yeah, I mean, they have a fantastic defense. We broke it down yesterday. They got a lot of guys at a lot of different places that can do harm to you. And it's, you're going into a road environment, a hostile environment. Baltimore is a notoriously tough place to play. I would not expect to see a takeover of Lion fans in Baltimore like we have in Tampa and in other places. Like it's probably just not going to be like that. Baltimore fans are normally ride or die. Speaking of Baltimore, watch The Wire. But the Ravens are a very good team. They have a lot of great players, and yeah, this is a team the Lions should be worried about. They're not going to take it lightly, though. Dan Campbell has these boys gassed up. They know what they're going into. They know what is on the line here. This is going to be their toughest test of the season for sure, and we'll see if they can come out on top.
On top of that, too, Chris, I sent it in Slack. If you want to get it up, it's not a big deal. If not, some of the guys are going to be at the injury report just based off yesterday, because today they only did like a walkthrough. It was more like film study against this Ravens team. Because that's the other thing, too, is like previously you kind of knew what the Ravens were. They're going to run the ball. Everything was predicated off the run, which most football teams are. But when you have a Greg Roman ran offense, that's 100% what it was. We know who Greg Roman is. He's gone. And Dan Campbell said in the press conference today, week to week, these guys have attacked the teams like just differently every single time. And we spoke to a guy who covers the Ravens daily, and he wasn't able to get a grip on like the type of identity that this offense is quite yet. And it's a tough team to study for. We're not completely familiar with their habits. We know Lamar's been there for a long time, a little bit familiar with his, yes, but you also have the fact there's a couple new wide receivers coupled with that too. It's a funky one. Yeah. And to add more to it, to make it a little bit more scary in this month of Halloween, Craig Reynolds, the guy supposed to be filling in, our new bowling ball guy.
Out of practice today.
Yes, and it's not even just like out of practice. Two injuries that always kind of scare me, Spinny, especially this year, hamstring and then the toe. I always kind of relate to turf toe. Okay. I don't know if it is that, but the hamstring.
Again, this is a asterisk one, so they didn't actually have a practice. You can see it says the Lions conducted a walkthrough on Wednesday.
Yep.
Practice participation designations for that day are estimations. So we'll see tomorrow. See tomorrow if he's actually practicing or not. But if Craig isn't able to go this week, that's just another blow to that Lions backfield. It's already very, very thin.
Against a tough running defense. And we talked about it yesterday. It's like, you look at the pairing of those linebackers, and they're more like the old school, like Chicago Bear defense. You know, those just attacking in the run game. That's what they are. Patrick Queen, Roquan Smith.
Yeah.
And don't get it wrong, too. A lot of people, when we said that, I think maybe it was just you or somebody I was talking to in passing. They were like, yeah, I mean, they're great against the run. We know what they are against. No, they're good against the pass, too.
Yes.
Roquan Smith leads the league in turnovers almost every single year, in terms of like linebackers, I should say. He's nice in coverage. Patrick Queen, maybe not as much.
Marlon Humphrey, a great corner. Kyle Hamilton is playing very well. They're not bad against the pass either.
Kyle Hamilton's playing phenomenal, to be honest. I mean, 3 sacks, a fumble. He got kicked out of the game early last week.
Yeah.
Maybe would have finished a little bit more nasty there, too. I mean, it was on purpose.
Yeah, it was.
It was not on purpose.
Leaned down and shot forward.
Not. That was kind of like majority of people are saying that was egregious, like kick out. What do you want to call it?
No,
for sure.
No, that was like targeting, like point blank.
I disagree, but nonetheless, this Ravens defense, I can agree, it's tough tread.
It's legit. It is a legit defense. They have been since I've been born. Like since I've been alive, the Ravens have had a good defense. And this year is no different to that. Like they're full. We talked about it. They got studs on every level. They got guys that know how to play the pass. They got guys that know how to play the run, and they have a good rotation on the defensive line. So we'll see what happens. But the Lions definitely have their work cut out for them going on the road in Baltimore to play a great team in the Ravens.
Jadeveon Clowney on the edge. I don't know, man. And immediately what I said when I got the injury report, and again, they only did a walkthrough today, but hamstrings scare me no matter what. Toes don't scare me no matter what. especially like our hamstring history, like this year.
Yeah.
And not just here in Detroit, but like across the league. For fantasy managers and guys who play fantasy football, Aaron Jones, we haven't seen him back fully healthy since the hamstring thing. Christian Watson, I think he's back now, but it just took forever to even see him on the field because of the hamstring. We have our hamstring experience now with Jahmyr Gibbs. The hamstring hampered Emmanuel Mosley's come back from his ACL. I'm just not a fan of it. I do like Mo Ibrahim stepping up, though. And obviously he's not on the squad yet. I think as this week pans out, we see what's going on with Craig Reynolds for real. Maybe we see him up there. That does make me feel a little bit better. Again, those short yard situations, those goal line situations, I think he's built for that. Quite literally. I mean, like we say it all the time, he's a little ball of muscle.
It'd be nice to have Big V back. We'll see what's going on with him. Like I said, he was dressed and he had his helmet on in the game last week.
Yes.
But he wasn't on the field, so I don't know if they're just content on keeping Glasgow there, but I would feel more comfortable moving Glasgow to left guard and having Big V at right guard.
Yeah, I think what happened is, and I was kind of thrown off by it, I don't know if Big V's capable of playing left guard, but Glasgow's been phenomenal. That right side of the line between like he and Penei Sewell, it's been like the go-to, the strong side if they ever want to get like a guaranteed like 5-yard rush or whatever. And I hyped up Jahmyr Gibbs, which I think will be the case like moving forward, but for this game specifically, he's kind of up against it. I hope he's fully healthy. What up, Chris?
I think that the counter to everything that you guys are saying about Baltimore's defense, and while it is legit, is the stat we just talked about yesterday with Penei, allowing 0.7% of a pressure. Like, the dude is one of the absolute, if not the best in the game right now, and we talked about this a million times, how great this line is, and while the defense is good and the line will be tested in this game, you should have some confidence that you have one of the most elite lines in football protecting Jared Goff and protecting that run game and putting it in a good position. That's why ultimately, as tough as this game is, it's possible you lose, but it's not. I'm not leaning that way. I'm leaning probable that the Lions win because this offensive line is elite.
Yeah, they're going to have to rely on that. They're going to have to rely on their strengths, and what their biggest strength is the offensive line. They got a lot of guys playing at a very high level, so they're going to need that to create, space in the run game to keep Jared Goff from getting pressure on him and make sure that offense is running smoothly. So we'll see what I have the utmost faith in the offensive line to be able to get the job done.
Yeah, and same thing though. Last week, elite offensive line. Jared Goff got sacked 3 times. Or it was 3 or 4 times. And they only put up 20 points.
Yeah.
In the absence of David Montgomery. So, I guess what it really comes down to for me and trying to decide who's going to win this game or not is like, what is this Baltimore offense? And is the Detroit Lions defense true enough to at least hold them beneath that 20? Because I think Detroit still at least get that. 18, 20. I don't know.
Yeah, well, let me tell you guys about Woodward Nights real fast. Woodward Nights from 8 to 10 p.m. weekdays, hosted by Booner and Broder. Make sure you guys check it out. 2 up-and-coming sports analysts in the Detroit sports area, so make sure you tap in 8 to 10 every weekday for Booner and Broder on Woodward Nights, only on the Woodward Sports Network.
On top of that, too, the other thing about this Detroit Lions team when it comes to, their weaknesses or their kryptonite, it has been those mobile quarterbacks. The one thing that does make me feel a little bit better about that, though, is the first time Lamar
AG handled Lamar
exactly.
the first time they played.
And the Detroit Lions defense is lights out better than they were in 2021. I mean, entirely better than 2021. Yeah. I mean, Alex Anzalone was a guy that a lot of people were getting ready to scrap, and we were kind of okay with the re-signing, and he thought he had a phenomenal season last year, but this year, especially last week,
he's playing even better.
Playing like a man possessed, bro.
Yeah.
Baldy's breakdowns, did a whole fucking 5-minute video posted on Detroit Lions YouTube channel. I mean, Alex Anzalone is doing well. I think it's really just gonna come down to, I guess, both defenses really. I don't know what type of game do you think is gonna be, like high scoring, low scoring?
No, it's not gonna be a high scoring game. It's gonna be a low scoring game. It's gonna be a defensive battle. 2 of the best defenses in the league going after it. So we'll see what happens. The Lions have found ways to win so far, and so they're gonna have to go in there and take care of business. It's not going to be a high-scoring game by any means, but it's going to be fun to watch.
It's going to be fun. I mean, it's always fun to watch your home team, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to see what the point total is. Over under 42.
Over under 42?
Yeah.
I'd go over.
That's a good line.
I'd go over on that.
Yeah.
JB?
I would probably take the over on that one just because I feel like it'll still be kind of low scoring, but I think just 42 will get you there. I mean, they'll get there.
These are 2 elite defenses, though.
Yeah.
Both in the top 10 right now. I don't know what to make of it.